Hey friends, welcome to Anton Reacts, and today's episode is brought to you by Melissa, who's requested that we check out the song Heaven by Bryan Adams off of his 1984 record Reckless. And this is the Heaven Live at Wembley version. And for anyone who somehow does not know who Bryan Adams is, he is a Canadian guitarist, singer, composer, and photographer who started his career in 1975, and we love Bryan Adams on the channel. We've already done quite a bit, so before you watch this, just type in Anton, Bryan Adams, and you'll find those. And also, before we get into it, make sure you guys stay to the end of the video because I'm going to be revealing how you can win a free song request and get exclusive bonus content. And that's it, so let's get into Bryan Adams, Heaven. Leather pants. Wow. That's how you know you have a good song. Wow, his voice is amazing live. Wow, like perfect. Man, it's such a good song.
Someone who will turn your world around, bring you up when you're feeling down.
His voice is so rich, eh?
Yeah, nothing can change what you mean to me. Oh, the lies that I could say, but just hold me now.
Yeah. I love Bryan.
When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe in heaven. Love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see. I've been waiting for so long, for something to arrive, for love to come along. And our dreams are coming true, through the good times and the bad. Oh, I'll be standing there by you.
Yeah. Look at that crowd.
And baby, you're all I want. When you're lying here in my arms, I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven.
That many people, it just looks like water.
And love is all that I need, and I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see. We're in heaven.
Yeah. Hey, he has a great voice. So much passion. such a well-composed song. Gosh, man, I find Bryan Adams has one of the greatest vibes. Like this was such an interesting performance because it was so warm. Like there's different kinds of frontmen. There's the epic frontman, you know, let's say, I don't know, who would be that? Like Bon Jovi? I don't know, a lot of like rock and metal frontmen are like these epic frontmen, right? And they put on a spectacle. They make you believe in their deification, right? Then you have another kind of frontman, and that's Bryan Adams. Equally as charismatic, but much warmer. Bryan is the kind of frontman where it's like he's so charismatic, so warm, so loving that he had that crowd in the palm of his hand, but not because he was better than them, not because he was a deity, not because he was a god, but because just his heart just extends to every single person in that crowd. And oddly enough, if I was a frontman, that would be my style too, for sure. Like, yeah, I think it's because I crave connection so much. And I feel like Bryan's the same way. It's like you can't kick it. It's just kind of who you are. You know what I mean? Like you resonate so deeply with the crowd. And then there's also the introverted frontman. And that's the frontman or the front woman that, like, that's almost like you have like the Chester Benningtons of Linkin Park's, where it's like this incredibly emotional frontman who loses themselves in the performance. Sometimes it almost feels like they pull away from the crowd and they dive into themselves and they give you such an incredible performance, but it's so different. Like Bryan Adams is like the opposite. Like the whole time he's open and receptive and we're having a two-way communication. Him and the crowd the whole time, you know what I mean? And it's so interesting to feel these different archetypes of human beings and how when you give a human being power, what do they become? Because they become more of themselves. They build their magnetism. And so all of these human beings that become front men and front women, all of these unique personalities growing up in life, and they all have a different personality on stage. You know what I mean? And it's just, I adore Bryan. You know, he's just, again, like he has the crowd in the palm of his hand in that unique way of like, that everyday man attitude, that everyday man sensibility of like, we're all best friends with Bryan. Bryan gets on that stage and in 1 fucking second, we're all best friends with him. That's his energy. He doesn't have to say anything. It's the way he is. It's the way he carries himself. His entire aura, his entire being is like, he tells you, he's like, we're friends now. You know what I mean? He just has that inviting, charismatic, open-hearted, warm vibration. And it's so interesting because it's kind of rare. Again, you see a lot of the epic frontman vibe where it's like sometimes you can get it mixed up with this because it's so charismatic as well. But they're almost like, yeah, Bryan is like pulling everybody up to him, where the epic frontman is like, it's almost like the relationship with a god that needs your worship. Like you can tell there's a separation between you and them. And like even if they're having the crowd singing to you, it's almost like, believe in me, believe in me. It's almost this like, I'm going to command you to believe in me. That's where our connection is. It's a top-down connection. Where Bryan, there's none of that. It's just two human beings. Just, he's like, he pulls you up or he brings himself down and he always meets the audience and the listener where they're at. And it's fascinating to see how much charisma and not power over the crowd. Again, that's the epic frontman. They have power over the crowd. They command the crowd. Bryan doesn't command anything. It's just like in a moment you are one with Bryan. You know exactly what he's going to do next. In some sense, there's like a psychic channel between you two. You're so, again, interconnected. That open heart that he has, man. And I think that's why he has so much longevity. And just the song is just so well written too. Just how it has the piano, it has the guitar, strings, like it has all these elements that are playing the same simple but profound melody. Also, it's an incredible song because the verses have such a great melody that everyone's singing along. Like most of the time, a crowd can't sing along to a verse because there's not a strong enough melody. And because a lot of times, if you notice what crowds sing along to is big open notes, really emotional performances. Most artists don't put very much effort and emotion and energy into their verses. They wait all for the chorus. But this is a song that every single part of this song can be a sing-along. Every single sentence. And that's why it is one of probably the best songs of all time. It's just a masterpiece. But let's jump into the lyrics of this one now. All right, we're back with Bryan Adams' Heaven. So, written by Adams and his songwriting partner, Jim Vallance, Heaven is a power ballad about a love between two people that was heavily inspired by Journey's Faithfully. Great song. Made in the previous year and even features that band's drummer at the time, Steve Smith. It almost didn't make it. Isn't that wild when some of the biggest songs of all time almost didn't fit on the album? You're like, what? Like, how? Like in hindsight is 2020, and obviously it was going to be destined for greatness. But sometimes you're so close to something you can't see the brilliance that's right in front of your eyes. It almost didn't make it to the album. For both Adams and producer Jimmy Lovine felt that it didn't really fit in the album filled with harder rock songs. However, for reasons yet unknown, Adams changed his mind at the last minute, kept it anyway. The rest is history, for Heaven became Bryan Adams' first number one single and one of the most well-known singles in his entire discography. Wow. Well, this is an obvious song, but let's jump in the lyrics and just see if there's anything noteworthy about the lyricism. Oh, thinking about her younger years. There's only you and me. This reminds me of Summer of '69. Again, Bryan has such a everyday man sensibility. Again, he's sentimental. And that's, I think, what connects so deeply with everybody. I feel like somehow Bryan, with this song, connected with every demographic. He connected with the emotional kids. He connected with the emotional adults. He connected with probably the jocks, like everybody. This is just a song that has something for everybody, and it's written in a way. And again, I think it's not overly emotional that would turn off some people. It's sentimental. It's reflecting, because everyone loves to reflect on their younger years. Right? Think about it. You right now, I'm at a phase of my life where I'm reflecting and thinking and dreaming about my youth and my old house and the property we had and the man-made lake and just the adventures with my friends at my birthday parties and you know what I mean? We love to remember the past, even though at the time it was so painful. But somehow, even the most painful memories, when you're past them and you've emotionally figured them out, we look back at the hard times in reverence. And it's just interesting, you know what I mean? So sometimes I have to remind myself this, that whatever I'm going through that's difficult in the moment, I'll probably look back at this in 10 years and be like, whoa, those were the days, man. Remember when you were struggling to start that YouTube channel? Remember when you didn't believe in yourself? Remember that you thought you'd never make it? And now looking back, it was all part of it. It was all perfect. You had to go through this 2.5 years of grinding along, just slowly, making your way so that you could be grateful for success when it comes. It all makes sense in hindsight, but when you're going through it, you're like, fuck, you know what? Is it not going to work out? Is this not my fate? Is this not my destiny? I see other people around me making it, their careers going off. Why isn't mine yet? And it's just everything in hindsight, it's 2020, And I have to remind myself, because believe me, sometimes when you put out a video you're proud of and it gets like 0 views, or not 0, but like it doesn't get as much as you wanted, you know, you make a video that you're so proud of that you think, man, this is going to be the thing. This is going to be the thing that takes off. You know, people are going to be proud of this. I'm going to be proud of this. And it doesn't do anything. And you go, and like, that was your big shot. Maybe you're a musician and it's a show, you know, you're opening for a big band and it's like, this is my break. Or like you go on an interview, a podcast with Joe Rogan or someone big, you know, Howard Stern, and it doesn't work out the way you thought it did. You know, that's happened to me. And it's just like, in those moments, you just like give up hope for a moment. You go, man, if that didn't work, what the hell is going to actually work? You know what I mean? And then sure enough, I'll be 10 years from now, extremely successful. I'll look back right now, be like, dude, you're taking it way too seriously, man. Like, just, you should have just enjoyed it. Enjoy the grind. And it's not a grind. Like, look back at the times when you and your girlfriend, you know, some of you who have been in this situation, you and your girlfriend are living in a little shitty apartment and you're sleeping on the floor, and you know, now you have kids and a family, and you know, you're just hustling, bustling, taking the kids to soccer practice, football practice, and you're like, man, remember when we thought we weren't going to make it? Remember when everything seemed to be so dire? Remember that? Remember the good old days? And then like, if you really like went back, you'd be like, those weren't good old days. We were like freaking out. We couldn't even pay the bills. But it's like everything 10 years, 20 years down the road, when you have love and you're grateful, you look back at everything with rose-colored glasses. And it's just, sometimes I just wish like a future me could like whisper in my ear like, hey dude, you're gonna be fine. Just try to enjoy it, okay? Like sometimes I just wish I could tell myself that, you know? But yeah, we were young and wild and free. Now nothing can take you away from me. We've been down that road before, but that's over now. You keep me coming back for more. Yeah, I love this kind of love. It's like the deep love. It's not the dopamine, it's not the hormones, it's not the sex, it's the love. Baby, you're all that I want when you're lying here in my arms. I'm finding it hard to believe we're in heaven. And love is all that I need. And I found it there in your heart. It isn't too hard to see we're in heaven. Oh, once in your life you find someone who will turn your world around, bring you up when you're feeling down. Yeah, nothing can change what you mean to me. Oh, there's lots that I could say, but just hold me now, because our love will light the way. I've been waiting for so long for something to arrive, for love to come along. Now our dreams are coming true. Though the good times and the bad, through the good times and the bad, yeah, I'll be standing there by you. You're all that I want. You're all that I need. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was Bryan Adams' Heaven. Absolute masterpiece. What were your thoughts? What are your favorite Bryan Adams songs? Let me know down below. And now for the big reveal. So if you want to win a free song quest, like this video, share this video with one person you feel will enjoy it, maybe a friend, maybe a partner, maybe a parent, whatever, someone you think will enjoy it. Comment who you shared it with and leave your request in the comment. And remember that submissions need a minimum of 10 million views, and this is not the case with Patreon requests, which are also guaranteed. And which you probably know, these song requests are not guaranteed. So just because you enter the raffle doesn't mean that you'll win. So if you want guaranteed song requests, full album reactions, and much more, join everyone in our Patreon family. Link in the description of this video. And while you're there, definitely join our Discord community where you can hang out with myself, the entire community, and take part in all of our community events. I'd love to see you. So just drop by, say hi. Yeah, I'd like to see you. And lastly, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for hanging out with me today. And yeah, if you guys resonated with anything I talked about, you enjoyed the video, and you want to help support me and the show, definitely, as I mentioned, like this video, subscribe, join the family, and share it with a friend to win that free song request. And that's it. So I'll see all of you in the next episode. I love you. Bye.